Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing? This is the Twinnflame reading for this week, and I hope you're all doing fine. I'm still on the road. I'm in a friend's house at the moment, and she has this amazing retreat center and Airbnb, and she let me stay in for the night. So I finally discovered that my back needed a little bit more rest. And it was really, really amazing to stay in her place at this moment. So, if you ever go to Appleby and you want a good Airbnb, I really, really advise you to go to this amazing place. And yeah, to get your massages and to get your therapies and your aromatherapy for my friend, and a lovely, lovely, lovely place to stay with very good beds and showers and your own shower, your own, your own little apartment. So this is where I'm staying at the moment in Appleby. And yeah, let me see what's going on this week. A lot of things, a lot of codes, a lot of energy shifts. You know, I noticed that there were heavier energies coming in. And yesterday it was a very light energy, and today I feel more a density that will, restructure our ways of thinking, restructure our codes, and see how strong we are to deal with the energies at the moment. When I was driving through Sheffield, and they all have 5G activated there. Wow. Oh my gosh. I felt it right away in my head. So I needed to get out of that place as quick as I could. Because, the main cities are having a very dense energy that makes you give the 5G will give you headaches and stuff like that. So, and I was just driving through. I thought, oh my God, if you live here, it must be horrible. So I went out in nature right away. So yeah. Well, let's start with the energies of the twin flame reading and what's going on in the divine masculine's mind space. You know, he's on the hunt. The Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Knight of Wands. He is looking. He's searching. He is looking for his divine feminine, and he's really like this. He has this hunt energy. It's almost like the runner and the chaser, that he was the runner and now he becomes the chaser after the divine feminine, because he find out that there are more feelings for her than he thought there were in the beginning, and started to realize that he is this wild and free man, but also he started to realize that the divine feminine has exactly the same energy as he has. And after spending such a long time with her, and I get the energy of a year and a half he spent with her. It's about realizing that this union is more intense than he thought it was. And that's why he is coming back now to her, because in his heart space, she is in his heart space. And in his heart space, he's communicating with her. You know, maybe in not in reality, but in his heart, and he's communicating from his heart where she's living. And he also knows that he's communicating with her in the fifth dimensional realm. And she carries those roses, you know, the energy of the rose. And he realized that he was so close with her, you know, and didn't realize that it was such a powerful connection. He knew that there was a connection because it was on the same vibration. And now in his heart space, he knows, he really knows. And that makes him now, okay, you know, I'm going back. Maybe I'm in this space of wanting to get back what I lost, wanting to get back what I lost. And he is watching her. It could be through social media, it could be through, you know, other asking friends and people around him who knows her, about her, what she's up to, what they think of her. And you know, so he can get a way back in. He wanted, and he loves to journey with her and to do the work with her. So it could be that within a few times, in a few weeks, that he will let her know how he feels, and how he feels about her. Because in the fifth dimensional realm, I see them already together, you know, they're already in that realm together, and they're already connected. So yeah, and don't look, yeah, that's what I hear, because you never know if you're divine masculine, you know. There is this instant connection with this divine masculine, and I hear the divine feminine knew before the divine masculine knew. He's a very loyal person. He's very aware of everything that goes around him. So let's see how he sees the divine feminine at the moment. At the moment he sees her, that she's sacrificing her time, that she's sacrificing, that she sacrificed him. You know, that she let him go, and that she let go of everything, and that she offered, you know, herself back to the universe, and saying, okay, I let the universe go, and let the universe take it over. And she's in that relaxing state. And he also knows that she had to sacrifice more than anyone else in his life at the moment, because she had to lose everything she had, and make a new path and a new way for herself. And he sees that this sacrifice was also doing her very well, very served her, because she sees things from different perspectives now. And that's what he sees. He sees her grow. He see, okay, you know, this was hard, you know, there was hurt, there was separation, there was a sacrifice you had to make. And I realize now um, it was necessary for all of us to become who we really are, and that it wasn't just a sacrifice, but that it was a sacrifice to clear the karma for the higher good of all. Because we're working here for the earth, we're working for the mother, we are working here um, for the collective. We're not working just to get into union, but our twin flame is the right partner to work in union with, you know, to change all of this. And he knows this. He knows this, and that it was a huge sacrifice for her. Um, to let the divine masculine go. Okay, and it seems like he's coming back around now, because it seems he is ready now to do the work with her. So what's in the divine feminine's mind space? The Knight of Wands. The divine feminine is really looking forward to herself, filling up her cup, getting energized, getting in a good space, feeling secure, feeling strong, and giving love to everything that is around, giving love in every situation. And that's really the case at the moment. There is no difference. She stays in that love space. She is not angry about against the divine masculine. There is still communication, but he realized that, you know, there was more between them, and that was more his fear of connecting with that energy that could make a huge change in both of their lives for humanity, that will bring him back. And her love is so big and unconditional that he's having, yeah, maybe regrets of not pushing through. But I also felt that there was a darker energy coming in, and it was, you know, separating them, and that got him in his mind space and in his fears. So that's what was holding them back to coming back into this union energy. Okay, what's in the divine feminine's heart space? The Tower. Wow, that's the same as the divine masculine had last week in his divine masculine reading. The Tower of letting go, you know, and not be able and not wanting to save anyone else, but first saving himself. And that's what the divine feminine has now in her heart space. You know, I have to do what I need to do to fill up my cup, you know, to work with nature, to see where the tower is falling, and that's turning it around, you know, taking care of humanity, taking care of nature, and taking care of the collective in the first place, and to shift roles and to make magic happen, and clearing out the karma of so many years, because she got some codes through that needs to turn around. And when these codes are coming through, you know, he is trying to save them both, you know, not only herself, but also the whole twin flame community, and that's what her heart is living in her heart space. I don't need to save myself, rejuvenate myself, but I also have to save and to take care of the energy of the divine masculine. And if that has to do with letting go, I have to let go. And that's all what is going on in the divine feminine's heart space at the moment. Because she knows if she lets go, there will come a time that the union will be brought in. How does she sees the divine masculine? That he is becoming softer in his communication, that he really needs to work on that communication skill. Maybe opening up more about himself, opening up about what he feels for the divine feminine. And I feel that that energy is coming in. It's coming in towards the divine feminine. And she sees that that energy and his communication is changing. Um, Maybe you will get, as a divine feminine, you will get um, an apology, or there is a communication coming in, and communication of, maybe it seems superficial, maybe because he wants to test the water, if it's okay to have a communication with her again, because he misses her. And divine feminine is seeing this as she sees that he is missing her. And maybe that's it, the communication is coming in from the divine masculine towards the divine feminine, because there are some things he wants to discuss with her. Well, I hear could be about work, could be about working together, about doing a ceremony together, doing stuff together, and there is communication coming in. So yeah, and it's a beautiful communication. It's a soft communication. It's not a communication of you and blaming, and that's totally behind them. I feel they left that energy behind. It's truthful communication from the heart space. That's what I feel. Wow, that's beautiful. So let's see what will support the divine masculine. Also the cup. The the cup of love. What supports him, that he will be filled up, his cup, by himself, having the self-love, the nurturing for himself. It could be that the divine masculine dealt with depression. And that has to tell him, you have to take care of yourself. Love yourself more. And give yourself the nurturing what you need. Maybe it could be that he is feeling that he needs to go on a journey on his own, being by himself, finding out what is needed for him, finding out what is um, serving him. And he knows when he is retreating and go in nature and walk by himself, that will give him reflection. I also feel that if he is walking not by himself, it's the walking is good, but it's still his mind is getting distracted while he's traveling with someone else, because but also get activated and get food, from someone else, to see different point of views, and to feel a connection with someone. So that's really, really well. It's really good that he is walking that path, taking care of himself, and yeah, it's the self-love. It's turning within, looking, having a deeper look into his feelings, into his emotions, what he wants for from this twin flame connection in his life. So it could be that he is doing a lot of things on his own to examine his emotions. So how does he see the divine feminine in the twin flame union? That she's in the emperor energy, the magic, that the magic is aloof here, that the magic is arising, that he sees that she's living for that magic, that she is in this state of exploring this union, exploring the energies of both of them, and believe in magic, that everything what is broken can be mended. And that's what he sees. He sees her as mending everything, mending past lives, mending this life, mending the things for the future, and that she is doing the work for not only for herself and the twin flame union, but she's doing the work for the whole humanity. And because he sees her, if she is changing, herself, she will change the ancestral line. She will change the future for the children to come. So everything what she's doing is doing to prevent the past happening again. So that's what he sees with her in the relationship. Okay, what will serve the divine feminine? Communication. A mature communication. She wants a mature communication. That's interesting, because it will support her to have this mature communication about the relationship with her twin flame, about talking to her twin flame. And it's not demanding, it's not manipulating, it's not she leaves that all behind her. It's a truthful, open, loving communication where she's coming from. And that things need to be discussed with the divine masculine. I I hear about a better better union, better union. Because I hear the divine masculine is so sensitive. He already feels in the divine feminine's energy what's going on. And then when divine feminine feels off, you know, she will retreat her energy. You know, if she feels that the energy is not right in the divine masculine, she will retreat herself. You know, she's not opening up her emotions, she's not opening up a communication because she doesn't feel safe in this safe container with the divine masculine. So what she's going to do about it now is opening up the communication, why she's closing off, why she was retreating, why she didn't say anything, because there were still emotions within her that needed to be resolved. And she worked on that. So that's really, really beautiful. So how does the divine, and that will support her, that will support her. So let's see, what is the, how does she sees the union with the divine masculine? New beginnings, and also knowing that he is free, that he is a free and bird, that he's in, that he needed his time of retreat to go in transformation, transformational energy, and to fly again, and is in this joyful energy with her. He knows when he is with her, there's a lot of joy, and she knows, she sees that there is a lot of joy when he's around her, because she see him lit up. She also sees that she sees him, that she is transforming. So it's working vice versa. So the divine feminine sees that the divine masculine is transforming, and she also sees that the divine masculine is seeing her transforming. So they are in this transformational process at the same time. And she also sees that he's carrying lightheartedness, a loving energy, and a joyful energy towards her. And that's really, really amazing. Yeah, a lot of things happen, a lot of things exactly this month, you know. There opened so many portals, but there are also portals opened up, you know, and that's not to scare you all, but it's just to make you aware that on the 6th portal, where the huge celebration was for the Queen, I think it was that weekend of that portal, so many dark energies came in, and so many people gave it energies that, you know, now we feel now we feel the energies of that. So, and when you discover this, you know, you have to transform through that. You have to be aware, you have to protect yourself, you have to work with those energies, and releasing those energies back if you feel they're in this twin flame relationship, wanting this twin flame relationship to be parted, you know, and to separate. You have to work on that to get that light in, to open a portal for them, you know, to be released through that portal back to the space they came from. Otherwise, it will be, you know, keeping this separation going. And we are the ones who have the knowledge, who is aware that we can transform that energy, so the twin flames can come together, because they have a lot of work to do together. So let's see what the universe is saying. The higher self of the divine masculine and feminine. Let's see what one card for the divine masculine, please. Transformation. And that's what the divine feminine already saw. Wow. Beautiful cards. Wow. Okay, now I have to get my glasses. Okay. Stand in your power. Be passionate about your vision and bring about positive change. Wow, this is amazing. This is exactly what I already channeled. You know, be in your power, you know, doing your work, believing in what the guidance is telling you, transforming everything that needs to be transformed, and be in that positive, see that positive change. Even if you see the darkness, you know, around you, get yourself in that higher frequency so you can change that. So we can change it for the whole collective, because that's our job. You know, there are so many star seeds at the moment at this earth that are really doing the work, and that there's their mission, and to create star children and create more visions of that. I also see the children, the indigo children, become really the future for this lifetime. And they are changing already the things that needed to be changed. So the generation behind us, you know, the crystal children, they changing, and they are secure on higher places that they can transform everything. So that's really beautiful. So stay passionate about, have this passion about your visions and your prophecies that you receive from the ancestors that are working with you, to stand in your power. Cathedral of Light, another spear. Wow, look at this. Coming in with the spear, coming in with the spear. There could be stubborn attitudes, extending an olive branch and artistry. See, exactly. So if there are energies that are darker and there are stubborn, you know, extend an olive branch, you know, give your love. That's what the Divine Feminine does in this card, right? With everything, she does it with love, different communication, loving communication. You know, give it a meaning, give everything a beautiful, loving meaning, because then you create a positive atmosphere around you, and stubborn attitudes can be broken. So it's standing in your power, but in your love power. It's not about the power of fighting or fighting the other on stubbornness or darkness or pointing out, but it's more about seeing the higher picture, going beyond what's necessary, and stay in that loving energy, even if there is yeah, things be said or done in the past that wasn't right, or that was coming from a lack of communication or stubbornness or shadow side that came up. Stay in that loving communication and you will change everything. And because it's an art, you know, it's an art to stay in your love. It's also an art to say no to things that doesn't feel right for you, you know, and stay in that energy and in that power of, you know, exactly what feels good for you and for your energy, or what doesn't. So if it doesn't feel right for you, just stay in that loving communication, in that loving environment, protect yourself from it, but also still stay kind and loving, okay? Because, and even if they don't treat you the right way, if they are uh, having a demeanor over you, or they're putting you down, or other things, just let it go. Or they're fighting your energy or your knowledge, or whatever it is, because they want to get your frequency down to their level. Just stay in that loving and kind energy, because otherwise it will get into your frequency. They try to get your frequency down, and then they have more power over you, okay? And it's about staying in your love power, in your heart space. Cocoon of white light will support the divine masculine. Rest in perfect love. Transformation again. Oh my goodness. And the divine feminine sees it. You see it? The divine feminine sees he's free, and stay in that oneness consciousness, understanding that oneness consciousness. That is what the divine masculine is transforming towards. You know, that everything is one. You know, what he sees in his shadow towards the divine feminine, he starts to realize it's also in himself. And that shadow needs to transform to come to that higher light for her, and to meet her in that golden light energy as being one. So rest in that perfect love. What else will support him? The Temple of Mary, emotional expression, playful and innocence, exploration. So explore your emotional expression. How do you express yourself emotional? How do you express yourself are you expressing yourself in judgment? Are you taking energy from people? Are you be in this playful and innocent frequency, because that will bring you to the union with your divine feminine. You know, and speak of your emotions. If you feel that you have feelings for her, express those feelings. If you feel that there is an expression in the masculine energy and the feminine energy together, because you're already both wearing those crowns together, and you're doing the work. So when it's time um, to do the work together, you know, work together as a unity. Don't work together as one is better than the other. Don't work together as I'm the master and you're my servant. Don't work together as, judgmental, judgmental in groups, or judgmental towards other people, because you're all equal in this oneness of unity, you know. And that's what the Temple of Mary is teaching you. You know, express yourself, be playful, be innocent, be this childlike energy, and show the world the love from where you came from. You know, the more we suffer, the more love will come out of it. You know, if and that will support the divine masculine. You know, the suffering will be transformed into love, because we know where you've been, we know what you went through, and because of that, you don't want another person to experience the same, or have that same experience that you had, but show more love and more grace. Okay, so what's for the divine feminine? Law of grace. Be your divine essence and dissolve in all grace. Everything is done with love. Everything is done with connection. When you make a connection with someone, make a connection in love, and then everything will grow. And our learnings that we don't have to suffer anymore. We can learn in ease and grace. You know, when we learned our lessons, and sometimes our lessons will come in a second wave. In most of the times, you're going through 21 initiations in your life, and when you reach all those 21 initiations, you will move towards ease and grace, you know, and then the suffering is over. Suffering is a choice by any means. You know, life can be painful, but suffering is a choice. You know, if you want to dwell in it, or do you transform the pain into love and into a source, and see it from a higher vision that everything can be resolved with love. You can fight it, and you can do everything about it, but you will still hold that lower vibration if you're not coming from that loving space. Okay. And then divine creation, acceptance, personal commitments, and euphoria. You know, the acceptance of how the things are and how they look and how they are is getting you a level up. You know, maybe you have personal commitments before the twin flame, you know, and make sure that your personal commitments towards the universe, towards changing, towards healing, give you a feeling of euphoria if you receive the codes and you can change uh, the past. And that will give you an euphorium energy, and that is that you need to accept, you know, how the things are, but we don't have to accept that we are repeating the past. You know, we can accept the past how it was, but you're not accepting the past or the future, how it will be repeating itself. So you are this divine creation that can change that future, that can change that now, and everything happens in the now. Everything, uh, every creation that you put out there, every intention, every word, every action, that is creating your own karma. So if you are in this higher frequency of love and ease and grace, it will also be transformed in ease and grace. And we don't have to battle anymore. You know, the paradigms are shifting, the communication is shifting, so we can all do it with ease and grace without hurting each other. And that's an art. So that's an art. It needs to be always connected in your heart space. Okay? And if you commit yourself towards this goal, you know, the sooner your twin flame relationship will come together. You know, and keep the communication going with your divine counterpart. Okay, this was it for this week. This is amazing, amazing reading. Wow. So just do your work, you know, clearing the karma, clearing the ancestral lines, um, clearing the wars, you know. Yeah, that's the only thing we can do. And the more people who do this work by clearing the wars, by clearing the old ancestral energies, the more peace there will be for our children and our grandchildren to come, you know. And that's why we do the work. That's why we do it, because we want to live in this paradigm of the golden age. And what I see now, there will be two parallel dimensions, you know. There will be those who will stay in the third dimensional realm, and there will be those who will start and go to the fifth dimensional realm. Um, I see the third dimensional realm still as suffering, as being, you know, stuck in material things. And I see the fifth dimensional realm, you know, more as abundance coming in from everything you receive, and the the promises, the work you're doing, the coach you get, the prophecies you receive. So yeah, I would say um, that's the real commitment. And if you want to stay, you have a choice to make that shift, to go in the third dimensional realm and to go to the fifth dimensional realm. And what I see, when your energy is needed in the third dimensional realm, you will be called by your guides, you will be called by the universe, you will be called by the goddess to do that work as the time is right at that moment. So for all of you, you know, that's original, the twin flame journey, because the masculine is doing the work, the feminine is doing the work, and then there will be this merge to be. Maybe they traveled together for so many times, for so many years, and they even didn't even realize that they were doing the work, and that they were clearing their ancestral lines, that they were clearing it. And yeah, that could come from an unconscious space. And they think, okay, it's justification. No, they did more work than they both realized. And now this transformation for the divine masculine is really kicking in, like, oh my God, I did it already when I was young. I already did it when I was in my 20s. And now I realize that, you know, it was my energy, my love at that time that was already being sent out to transform things. And now it will kick in, and the universe is calling them back to do that kind of energy and to give it, and to what I feel is um, to give it through the DNA to their children, so they can do the same. You know, they can make the change. They can make that loving energy, but still being fair, grounded, and committed to everything what they do, to make that change happening in this world. And that's really, really amazing. Whoa. Thank you, guides. Thank you, my ancestors, for this reading and this channeling. And I will see you next week. Bye bye.